Welcome back. Now, Wockhardt is the company in focus, and that stock is doing well today. In fact, it has done really well over the last 12 months. And today's move is courtesy the company announcing that the Central Drugs Standard Control Organization has approved an oral antibiotic to treat community-acquired bacterial pneumonia. Joining us now to discuss this and a lot more is Mr. Habil Khorakiwala, who's the chairman of Wockhardt. Mr. Khorakiwala, good afternoon. Thank you for joining in. Wishing you and your team a very happy new year. That first off, starting off by asking you about this very drug that you have recently received approval for. Could you describe the size of this and the potential that it offers you now that you have the approval for it?
The drug which we have received approval is Miqnaf, that is the It is meant for managing pneumonia, and we would be initially introducing and talking to specialists like pulmonologists and chest specialists, mainly because we want the drug to be restricted to the area where other drugs don't work. So the size of the potential of this drug in lower respiratory tract infection is roughly 15 million patients. And with the price point which we are working out, it would be something on the order of 4,000 to 5,000 crores as a potential. And we should get about 65-70% of market share over the next 4 to 5 years.
Okay, all right. Hi, Mr. Khorakiwala. Good to see you in, and thanks a lot for joining in. Wishing you, your team, a very, very happy new year. This is Nigel on this side. If you could tell us, when is the commercial launch of this drug? If you could give us a rough timeline. And also, if you could tell us, for you as a company, what could the potential revenues look like from this drug? FY 26, 27, 28?
First, let me take this opportunity to wish all the viewers a happy new year. As I mentioned, the potential of this drug is roughly 4 to 5,000 crores. And obviously, this happens over the next 4 to 5 years. So by the second year, we should be looking at something between 200 to 300 crores as the drug potential. And then thereafter, it will become significant.
Plan on taking this drug to other markets as well? And if that is the plan, what is the approval status for that?
We should be getting approval early in Saudi Arabia because they have already classified this drug as on a fast track. So in the next 6 to 9 months, we should have an approval in Saudi Arabia. And other markets, depending on the approval time, it would be somewhere between 12 to 18 months in all other major emerging markets.
Okay. Just to get the numbers correct, you said the total potential of the drug is 4 to 5,000 crores, right?
In India.
In India, that's the market size.
That is a market size for the indication and where the drug resistance are significant and existing drug do not work.
Okay, all right. And how much of that could you look to garner in terms of a revenue projection or an aspiration for Wockhardt from this drug, say in the next 2 to 3 years?
Maybe something about 15-20% of market.
So from this drug itself, it could be nearly a 750 to around 1,000 crore opportunity?
Yeah, I would say 15-20 crores, about 4,000, 5,000 crores. So it comes about between 5 to 700 crores potential in next 2 to 3 years.
Interesting.
Mr. Khorakiwala, what's the status on this WCK 5222? Because there has been a lot of positive developments that have come in with regards to this drug. When are you likely to get the final approval, sir? If you could share a timeline for that.
See, we have completed phase 3 clinical trial, which is a global trial. We would be able to announce the result once it is decoded. And that would be available sometime in next 3 to 4 weeks. And we should be filing to US FDA and Indian authorities sometime in middle of the year, July or so this year. That is our plan. And after that, we should receive approval between 6 to 9, about 9 months' time. So by middle of next year, we should have the product approval. And then after the introduction, worldwide basis, but probably in India we might have the drug available before the end of this year.
And once that is available, when does that start reflecting in your financials, Mr. Khorakiwala?
It should start reflecting in the next financial year, that is 26-27.
So FY 26-27.
Because normally it takes about 3 months after we receive first approval before us to market the product.
Right. And what about the 6777, the WCK, which now gotten a fast track designation from the FDA? Now, what's the status on that?
That is a once-a-day antibiotic. It would be the only antibiotic in critical cases which is once a day. And we have completed phase 1 clinical successfully. And we would be initiating phase 2 clinical trial during the year.
What is the opportunity size for this? If you could share an estimate for that?
I think it will be very difficult for us to do it because we have to complete phase 2, phase 3. It's about 3 years away before we will get an approval of this molecule. So we have not worked on that, but it is very significant because it will be the only once a day, and therefore post-hospitalization normally for 3 to 5 days antibiotics are given in serious cases. So once a day would be a highly preferred choice over 3 or 4 times a day, which is the current antibiotics.
You know, Mr. Khorakiwala, there was a point when Wockhardt used to report double-digit margins, but there has been a significant compression in those levels. You know, from the current FY24 levels, which was around about 3 to 4%, what do you expect to end this year with? And is there a projection that you have or you aspire to get back to double-digit margins in the near future?
I believe that next year, that is 25-26, we should be nearer double-digit margin.
So you expect to reach near the double-digit margins, right? So how has the second half been so far? We have come to the end of the third quarter. How has business looked like this time around, and what's the road ahead looking like as well?
As you would have seen from our normal financial, that quarter on quarter we have been improving and doing better. And their improvement and growth will continue in the coming quarter also. We also see a greater opportunity next year on our diabetic portfolio, especially of insulins, because you must have heard that Novo is discontinuing cartridge insulin, which is a very large market in India, and where we have approval, we have products in the market. So we expect a part of the vacuum which is created to be captured with our portfolio.
Got it. Okay, all right, Mr. Khorakiwala, final question before we let you go. Some of these approvals will come on stream. Things are looking up. The endeavors to get back to double-digit margins. What about growth? Give us a rough revenue growth estimate that you have as an aspiration.
We'll get into double-digit growth next year, definitely.
But that would be conservative, right? You want to narrow down on that? Mid to high double-digit growth? Could it move into 20%?
Yeah, I think you can say fairly safely that it would be relatively a better double-digit growth.
All right, Mr. Khorakiwala, thank you so much for sparing time and joining us today. Wish you a very happy 2025 once again, and good luck for the rest of the year as well. That was the management there of Wockhardt, aspiring to get back to double-digit margins and double-digit growth as well by next year. But as we slip into a short break, here's some good news for our viewers. India's business news leader is now just a click away, introducing CNBC TV18's all-new app, where you can get instant access to breaking news, in-depth articles and financial world updates at your fingertips. You can download the app right away from the Apple Store or the Google Play Store. Time for a short break. Back soon.